Good morning, Vietnam or Montana. Actually, I'll bring up the Vietnam thing a little bit because what I'm going to talk about today. I'm here in Montana, just at the Red Pill Expo. Leaving today, going to Vegas to play some World Series of Poker. I had an interesting experience yesterday, which seems to happen to me a lot. I don't know why. I truly don't know why. But I ran into Robert Kiyosaki, a Rich Dad, Poor Dad author. Fairly well known. He's in the media a lot, which is usually kind of like, if you're in the media that much, usually means you're kind of like on the inside. You can say whatever you want, but usually if you get a lot of press for just one little thing, like writing a book, well, anyway, that's besides the point anyway, a little bit. But so he wrote that book, and I heard from a bunch of people. They said, I think Robert Kiyosaki's an anarchist. And for people, if you just came across this channel, you don't know me, you don't know what anarchy is. Anarchism is just anti-slavery, because anarchists just say no one should be able to own another person without their permission. So that would exclude government, obviously, because government says it owns you. That's why it says you owe it money all the time, even though you never agreed to it. But they say, well, you signed the social contract. I have yet to see this contract. So it's illegitimate. So I'm at this conference with a lot of sort of truth sort of people, a lot of anarchists, a lot of freedom fighters, freedom-minded people came out. And a few of them said, I think Robert Kiyosaki is an anarchist. And I said, really? If so, that's very interesting. I'd love to talk to him and love to interview him for my show, Anarchast, the largest anarchist podcast in the world. So Josh Sigurdson of World Alternative Media had an interview set up with him. And so I said, Josh, do you mind if I stick around when he comes in? I'm just going to ask him real quick if he's an anarchist. If he says yes, I'm going to see if I can get an interview with him after you. And if he says no, I'll just leave. And Josh is a friend of mine. He's like, yeah, no problem. So Robert comes in. He came in with kind of a big guy. I think it's his bodyguard. He introduced himself as his friend, of course, but I think it was his bodyguard. And I actually needed to get going. I had a meeting. And so I said, Robert, can I ask you a quick question real quick? Are you an anarchist? And he just kind of went like this. He went, no. And I went, he went, I'm trying to remember because it all happened so fast. It got really weird too. So I said, are you an anarchist? He said, no, I'm a capitalist. And I said something along the lines of, oh, well, you could be a capitalist and an anarchist. I'm an anarcho-capitalist. And so I said, if you're not an anarchist, so you believe in government. And he had a good answer that I thought was a good answer to that. He went, no. And I went, oh, because if you don't believe in government, then you're an anarchist. And that's all I said. And all of a sudden, I don't know if I can even recreate what happened. It was really weird. He started going like this. Fuck you! Fuck you! Like really close to my face, like this far away. And his bodyguard was right behind me. So it's kind of weird. Because at first I thought he was joking. I was like, this must be some part of his act or something. Like he's going to end it with, that's what I say to the government or something. But he goes, you don't label me. You don't label me. And I went, well, you just labeled yourself as a capitalist. I was just trying to clarify if you're an anarcho-capitalist or not. And he kept jumping around. He's like, fuck you. Fuck you. And then he went a little bit more crazy. He started jumping around more. And he went, I went to Vietnam. I killed Viet Cong. You don't put labels on people. You put labels on people, they die. And I was just like, whoa, he's having some sort of flashback from the Vietnam War. And his bodyguard was right behind me again. So he was kind of being a bit aggressive against me. He was an old man, so I didn't feel threatened. I felt a little weird having his bodyguard right behind me as he's doing it. But still, I felt okay. I'm just asking a question here. These guys want to physically attack me for that. We'll see what happens. But I didn't feel that threatened, but it was just awkward. And I basically just said, So sorry to bother you. I did not mean to upset you. And I just said goodbye to everyone. There's about 5 people in the room. I said, sorry, goodbye. And I walked out. So I was telling a few people about what happened, and almost everyone who was at the conference who had talked to him had similar things, not as aggressive, but similar weird experiences. One person wrote on Facebook, they were there, and they said, yeah, I went up and asked him, so what made you come to the Red Pill conference? And his answer was, I don't know. And then I think he asked him another question, like something like, what are you going to talk about? And he said something just like nothing, like really weird answers, right? And another person said he was really standoffish with them. Now, hey, I get being a bit of a celebrity, and it could be a lot going to a conference and every single person's coming up to you, and some of them have their own little bit of agenda, and they want to like test you or even like question you or whatever, and you can get a little bit defensive. You can get a little standoffish even almost if it gets too much, right? Totally get that. That's no problem at all. I'm just saying the way he acted with me, because I was in no way aggressive with him or anything. It was just a question, and he really lost it. And apparently he's done this before. Apparently he did it with Peter Schiff a few years ago. And I'm not like a gossiper or anything, but I think it's just interesting, and it's an interesting question. Someone said, I wonder if he's MK mind controlled. For people who don't know, MK mind control is a CIA thing. They deal with a lot of people, a lot of celebrities. Britney Spears would be a good example when she flipped out and shaved her head and went nuts. That's when they start to lose their programming. Kanye West had happened to recently. They took him off stage. They put him into a hospital, and a few weeks later he couldn't remember anything, and then he was kind of more back to normal. They got him reprogrammed. This happens a lot, Marilyn Monroe. This has been going on since a long time, decades. Now, I don't know if he's MK mind controlled. It actually appeared to me in retrospect. I don't know much about the guy. I know he wrote the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and that's about all I know. I really don't know much. But so apparently someone told me afterwards that he was in Vietnam at the Vietnam War, and sounds like he's still not really over it. And probably rightfully so. That was heinous terrorist attack by the U.S. government on a country, Vietnam. It's just the fact he's still talking about that. Like, I don't even know who the guy is, and he's telling me all about his Vietnam, killing people in Vietnam. It's like, whoa, dude, you should get some therapy or something. Like PTSD, this happens all the time. That's why 25 American military people kill themselves every single day, because they do heinous evil shit and they can't deal with it. And it's pretty clear Kiyosaki seems to have done it. And it's kind of funny because he said labels kill people, and then he said I killed Viet Cong, and I was thinking labels don't kill people, you killed people. And you apparently can't deal with it with your consciousness, your subconscious. And you should try to fix that. Maybe do some ayahuasca. Definitely some sort of counseling. That's sort of one of the things I always talk about is there really is no need for like a justice system. Karma, and actually most people who have any sort of consciousness, any sort of empathy, any sort of consciousness, or what's the word? It's not consciousness. Conscience. They actually do more damage to themselves afterwards than any justice system could. And it appears to be that way with Kiyosaki. Like, what was the Vietnam War? Was that like 40, 50 years ago? He's still freaking out about what he did to some stranger. I don't know if he knew who I was or not. He might have. I think it's possible he knew who I was, and maybe that's why he freaked out. Maybe he heard that I'm like some troublemaker, which I'm not. Although this does happen to me quite a bit, but I'm not a troublemaker. This happened to me in Las Vegas with Gary Johnson, the Libertarian Party leader in the U.S. And I was at the Libertarian Party was having like a cocktail party, and I went over with Avens O'Brien and a few other people, and I just ended up standing right beside Gary Johnson, and I just asked. I said, because I don't think he is. But it was just a very like honest question. I just looked over and said, "Hey, are you really a libertarian?" And he sort of acted just like Kiyosaki. He went nuts. He got right in my face. He goes, "What did he say?" I'm trying to remember what he said. Oh man, I don't even remember. What did he say? It's pretty funny what he said. I forget, but it was almost like a threat. And he got like this close to my nose and was yelling at me. Actually, I don't know if I remember what he said, because it was in this bar, and he was yelling and spitting all over my face so much, I don't think I could make out what he was saying. And eventually, and he had his bodyguards there too. Everyone seems to be kind of tough when they got their bodyguards. But again, like, I wasn't trying to do a confrontation, and I don't know if there's something about me that people feel maybe threatened by me, and maybe it's that fight or flight response, and instead of flight, especially when they got their bodyguards there, they go into a bit of a fight mode. I don't know, but I'm just going to keep asking honest questions, especially, you know, I think it's a pretty good question to ask the Libertarian Party leader, are you really a libertarian? Because he doesn't act like it a lot of times. And definitely his vice presidential candidate, Weld, was like not a libertarian at all. And so Kiyosaki, getting back to him, some people said it might be MK mind control. I don't know. It sounds like it's more like PTSD and probably on some sort of antidepressants. That's much more likely, because those antidepressants that's what turns a lot of people into shooting up schools, even though a lot of them are fake. But the ones that are real, it's almost always somebody's on one of these antidepressants. Because one of the side effects of antidepressants is suicidal tendencies. That's interesting. And also extreme rage and anger. Like, never take that stuff. For anyone out there who has PTSD or any of those sort of things, just take cannabis. That's made by God, right? Made by nature, and it works great. I just spoke with an anarchist at the conference yesterday who was military, is ex-military now, and he was telling me that he still can't get over what he did, and they gave him all these drugs, and he was getting pretty close to killing himself, and then someone told him to take cannabis, and now he's a lot better, and he's able to live a semi-normal life. So anyway, I think that's much more likely with Kiyosaki. He's probably on some sort of opiates or antidepressants or some sort of chemicals. So he's on drugs, basically, and it shows. And it's kind of cool for me. I kind of like my new lifestyle. I'm actually loving it. Not drinking. I feel so clear-headed. I feel like I can tell these sort of stories now and be sure that it wasn't me that caused the problem. Whereas in the past, right, like even with Gary Johnson, I was drinking. Maybe I said it in a way, maybe I didn't realize it, but I said it really obnoxiously or something, right? I couldn't be totally sure because I wasn't completely clear-headed. But yesterday, no drinking at all. I don't drink anymore, so I know exactly what happened. And, well, you know, not exactly. We all have our own version of what happened. We all see the world through our own eyes and our own brain and filter it through our own issues. But I'm pretty sure I didn't do anything that warranted what his response was. Actually, I know I didn't. Even afterwards, Josh sent me an email. He's like, that was way out of line. I'm like, tell me about it. That was nuts. But I hope he gets some help. You know, there's nothing to be ashamed of if you've gone through major trauma. He's, you know, like I said, there doesn't need to be a justice system. If he was killing people, you know, who didn't deserve to be killed in Vietnam 50 years ago, he's probably been killing himself ever since. And so he should try to get some help. I'd recommend cannabis, maybe ayahuasca, although he seems kind of crazy for that. He might need some counseling first. But yeah, so that was my story from yesterday. Another thing I like about this not drinking is, if I was drinking, first of all, I'd be kind of like, maybe I was the bad guy in this situation, because maybe I didn't realize, because I even had a few people, even on my Facebook, say this. One guy said, "Ah, I can't believe you did that, Jeff. How could you?" Because apparently this guy's like a big Robert Kiyosaki fan, and he was like acting like I had like really triggered Kiyosaki. I asked him one question. If you can't handle being asked if you believe in slavery or not without flipping out, that's not my problem. And I know that because I'm not drinking right now. Whereas if I was drinking, I would have all these doubts. Maybe I did, maybe I came off wrong or something. Maybe I seemed aggressive. I don't really fully remember. And then I'd wake up this morning, I'd feel kind of bad. Man, was it my fault? But no, it was not my fault. And I also have the energy now. I'm up at, I think it's 8 in the morning today. Going for my walk. Got tons of energy so I can do these videos and stuff. So I'm feeling great. I'm going to head to Vegas in a couple hours. I don't know if I'll be able to do my morning walks and talks, as I call them, in Vegas, because it's 140 degrees there right now. So if I do, it'll be pretty funny. I'll just be like roasting. There's a lot of indoor places, but they're really, of course, in Vegas, but they're all quite noisy and lots of people. So I don't know if I'll even be able to do it, but I will probably try to do some sort of video and stuff there. Maybe talk about my poker. I'll be on Snapchat. I think that's what I'm going to do with the poker. Is if anything happens with poker, maybe I'm playing against Daniel Negreanu or whatever, maybe have an interesting hand against somebody, I'll post that on Snapchat. So I think my Snapchat is Vigilante XXX. And yeah, other than that, I had an amazing day yesterday. It's amazing how much I can do when I'm like feeling good. When I'm exercising, like I should have known all this stuff. I think I just didn't care for a number of years. I think I totally didn't process everything that happened to me with my internet company back in 2000. And it's sort of like one of those things that you hear a lot. Rich kids, it happens to people who get success at a young age. They can get really screwed up. And I think to an extent that happened to me a little bit. I think I had so much success in my 20s that when it all disappeared in my 30s, I just felt like, why bother? I've already done all that stuff. I've already realized it's not even that great. So I just kind of went into this like, nothing's that exciting. I've done it all. I don't care anymore. The one or two things that I'm interested in is girls and alcohol. I'll just go around and do that until I die. That was basically my plan. That got sidetracked around 2008 when I met my now wife, and then when I adopted my little girl, and I found out my wife already had a son, and now he's my son. So I have 2 kids and 5 dogs, 2 birds. So that all got sidetracked, and now I'm kind of like got the second life. I'm really loving it. So yesterday, man, woke up, took a shower, did this video for went for a walk, got back, went to the gym, I think I did a coffee enema first. And that was really good, actually. I had a lot of, I don't know what it is about flying. It really screws up your body. And I didn't have a good, bowel movement in the morning. But I did the enema and that got everything out. And then I felt really good. Because like I said, those enemas are great. Because it just clears all that stuff out. And if that stuff stays in you, it's just constantly leaching toxins into your bloodstream all day. So I did that. Then I went to the gym, and they have a good gym here. So I did elliptical machine, did some weights. Felt really good. Went back, did a bunch of work, set up all kinds of meetings. Then found out my speech time at the Red Pill was moved from 3:30 to 11 a.m., which normally, if I had been drinking the night before, would have been a disaster. I'd be like, oh, I can't, how can I even get out of bed? But I was like, yeah, no problem. I've been up since 5 in the morning, working out and stuff. No problem at all. So I went down there early. Did my speech, it went really well. That's actually on the Dollar Vigilante channel in pretty good quality now, if you want to check it out. Then after that, got interviewed by Josh Sigurdson, World Alternative Media. Got accosted by Robert Kiyosaki. Then I went and did 2 Anarchast interviews. One with Anthem Blanchard of Anthem Gold, who's doing a cryptocurrency-backed gold thing, or a gold-backed cryptocurrency. And then David Rodriguez, who's making a ton of change in the education system, trying to get people out of the education system and really learning. Really interesting stuff. So that was 2 interviews. Both of them were almost an hour. Then I came back here, posted something on Steemit, did a bunch of work. Oh, I forgot I even had a meeting in between time with an accountant, which I needed to do, and that was like an hour, but I really needed to do it, and it's really helpful, the information he gave me that I needed. Old friend of mine as well, so it was good to see him. Then at night I just did a ton of work until I pretty much passed out at 10 o'clock at night. And I woke up this morning at about 7 in the morning, and feeling great, ready to roll, enjoying things. And like I said, I think I'm enjoying this whole new lifestyle. Because I do kind of enjoy, I always have something interesting happening to me all the time. People always say, you should have a documentary crew with you at all times. Because I really do. But because of drinking so much in the past, I'd almost not even remember it or forget about it very quickly. And definitely not do anything like this, any sort of video or anything on it. Because I just wouldn't be feeling very good or anything. So I kind of feel good. I kind of feel like I'm getting out of the box. And I do have lots of interesting stuff happening to me, so it's kind of cool. I can kind of relay it. It also just feels good. I don't know what it is. Just this sort of maybe even like therapy for me a little bit, just to talk things out. Because I do spend a lot of time alone. I'm alone here. Even when I'm at home, my kids are gone most of the day. My wife's not in the house a lot of the time. And I also do like my own space. Like, I don't feel bad being alone. I generally love being alone. But it's kind of funny that this kind of, maybe it's almost like therapy, just being able to talk stuff out a little bit. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of being my therapist. Not sure what to say exactly to finish off on Kiyosaki. I don't know the guy. But I think it is kind of important that people do mention these behaviors. Because it's obvious he's in some sort of issue. And it's, if no one ever talks about it, then he'll maybe never deal with it. And maybe someone will send this to him and he'll go, man, I really got to deal with my problems. I can't be snapping at people for no reason. And maybe he'll get some counseling or get off the meds. So if you are watching this, Mr. Kiyosaki, I would really recommend, if you're on any chemicals from doctors, to get off those immediately. Those are what will make you act really crazy. And if not, whatever, it's your life. And yeah, so next time I talk to you is probably from Vegas. And again, probably not walking outside, but we'll see what happens. Good day, good morning, adios.